Good day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to key number 5 on this peer recovery support leadership training. If you are at this particular stage of this online course, you have went through key number 1, key number 2, key number 3, key number 4, and today we will be going over key number 5. My name is Michael L. Williams Jr. I am the founder of the Minor Adjustments Program. Minor Adjustments mission and purpose is to help empower individuals who are in the field of addiction. This particular peer recovery support leadership training, key number 5, you must have endurance. You must have endurance. When you are dealing with individual clients, participants, or recovery, whatever terminology you use at your agency, you must have endurance. Not only do you need endurance dealing with them, you also must have endurance when you're dealing with yourself in regards to your self-care. So this particular key number 5, we will be focusing on some professional services and professional development. Some of these pillars or some of these key words I have learned because I'm a regional director for the organization called NADAC, which is the National Association for Alcohol and Drug Abuse Counselor. We'll talk about that more later in this course. Today, key number 5, we want to pour into you things that you might need in the process of you dealing with your recoveries, your participants, or your clients. I don't know the terminology that you use for whether at the agency you are currently working. However, during this particular key, you must have endurance. It says you have bullet number 1. Look at the screen. You have need of endurance, so that after you have carried out the assignment, you may receive the promise. When you are working with individuals in the addiction field, you must have endurance because you're going to have to carry out the assignment that you have, whatever plan you put in place to help the individuals, whatever things you have lined up to participate in your organization, whatever things you have lined up for your or try to carry out in your life, you have need of endurance. The reason why you must have endurance is because some things will gradually happen. I talked about that. And some things will happen rapidly. But in order for you to receive the promise to the assignment that you're trying to carry out, you must have some type of endurance. When we're dealing with recoveries, participants, or clients, if you will, no matter who we are particularly trying to help get to the next level in their walk of sobriety or in a business environment or an organization that you possibly may work for, no matter what that is, you must have some type of endurance, because if you don't endure through the process of some things changing, if you don't endure through the process of you being discouraged or you not having the abilities to do what you want to do at that particular agency, you will get a little bit discouraged, if you will. So bullet number 1 says you have need of endurance. You need this. You must have some endurance so that after you have carried out the assignment, you may receive the promise. You have things lined up at your agency. You have group strategies that you use with your group or your peers. You have things that you want to do. You have to carry it out. In order for you to see the promise of the things you have planned or tried to carry out, you must have endurance. Let's move. It says, don't be shocked about all the obstacles that come your path, that comes in your path. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, can you stay focused despite the distractions? Listen to me. When you're dealing with recoveries, peers, or clients, whatever terminology you possibly may be using, don't be shocked about the obstacles or the distractions that come in your path. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, Can you stay focused despite the distraction? This is so profound to me, and it'll be so profound to you as well. Because if you teach your clients or your recoveries or your peers this same thing and let them know that in the process of them trying to maintain their sobriety, they will face some obstacles. And I call those obstacles distractions. But tell them, don't be shocked about the obstacles, the distraction. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, can they stay focused despite the distractions? This is so profound to me. This is also able to be applied to the peer recovery coach or the addiction counselor or the supervisor or the director of an agency. You will at some times come up against obstacles. These are distractions. But the distractions that you will come up against are not the problem. The distractions is not the problem. Remember that. You have to repeat that. The distraction is not the problem. Type it in the comment section, put it somewhere on your wall, share it on your social media platform, that the distractions is not the problem. When you're dealing with peer recovery support leadership training, this is one of the bullets that I need you to really understand. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, can you stay focused despite the distraction? When you're trying to help someone and maintain their sobriety, you're going to face some distractions. When you're trying to be the best possibly employee that you are at your agency, trust me, you will face some distractions. But no matter, even in relationships, when you're in particular relationships, obstacles and distractions will arise. But remember, the distraction is not the problem. The question is, can you remain focused, stay focused despite the distractions? Now, let me give you this, because ultimately the distractions only come to get you away from something you have been doing well. Listen to me, I'm telling you something that I have mastered. I noticed when distractions comes my way, when they came my way, it will alter what I was trying to do. So I realized, hold on, these distractions or these obstacles only will arise when I was doing something right. You got to get that. That's why you must have endurance. You must have endurance because you will face obstacles when you're trying to deal with people at your organization. You will face obstacles when you're trying to help a recovery, a client or participant maintain their sobriety. You will face these obstacles. But ultimately, listen, the distractions only come to get you away from something you have been doing well. So if you're working with someone and things seem to be going well, and then a distraction or an obstacle pops up that lets you know that you are doing the right strategy. Ultimately, you have to understand when we're working with individuals, we have to use different approaches. If we're working with one client and it seems like they're not being motivated in their recovery walk, then change the strategy. Use a different approach. When you find the approach that is best suited for them, then you'll be able to give them some type of treatment plan or come up with something that's behavioral terms, written in behavioral terms that we can measure. But ultimately, don't be shocked about any distractions or obstacles that might come in your path. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, can you stay focused despite the distraction? Don't be shocked about all the distractions, the obstacles that come in your path. Bullet number 2, it's a word there that's very powerful. It's called procrastination. This is something that's very important when you're dealing with peer recovery support leadership training. A lot of times we find ourselves in a place where we just start to procrastinate. You must have endurance though. Listen. Procrastination is one of the major hindrances to success. In this, I give advice. It is to your advantage not only to be doing what you begun and were desiring to do a year ago, but now you must also complete the doing of it. Listen to me. You must have endurance. If you have been finding yourself procrastinating on something that you know that you should have been completed, today is the day that you complete this assignment. If you have procrastinating on changing locations or doing something different with your peers, recoveries, or clients, then you know you have to stop procrastinating and you must complete it. If you are in something in your particular life and you know that you have just been procrastinating about doing this particular task, today is the day that you must complete that assignment. If you are continuing to procrastinate and you are hindering yourself, listen to me. It is my advice. It is to your advantage not only to be doing what you begun and were desiring to do a year ago, but now you also must complete the doing of it. You must complete this assignment that you have. Every last one of you under the sound of my voice who are taking key number 5, you must have an endurance, can pinpoint something that you have been procrastinating about and you have not completed that assignment. How do I know? I am a purpose-driven individual and I have procrastinated on some of the things that I have supposed to do. And being as though I noticed that I procrastinated on some assignments, I know that I am not that special, that a lot of individuals have done the exact same thing. But you must have endurance. You must stop procrastinating on your particular assignment and carry it out. Complete it. Don't stop. Don't worry about what's going to happen. Just complete the assignment. This is powerful because I'm talking about the professional, but I'm also talking about something you can teach your client, participant, or recovery. You can also let them know, don't procrastinate with your life. Don't procrastinate over here. Don't procrastinate over there. It's time for you to complete it. I was talking to someone not too long ago, and they were telling me about a vision board that they had started. And then out of nowhere, I told them it's time to complete it. They told me about how they started to do this vision board, but they never completed the assignment. That is the same way that we do when we're in our professions. When we are in our profession, we procrastinate on some things that may be important. Procrastination is one of the major hindrances to success. In this, I give advice. It is to your advantage not only to be doing what you begun and were desiring to do a year ago, but now you must also complete the doing of it. Key number 5, you must have endurance. You have need, first bullet, you have need of endurance so that after you have created or carried out the assignment, you may receive the promise. Bullet number 2, don't be shocked about all the obstacles, distractions that come in your path. The distraction is not the problem. The question is, can you stay focused despite the distraction? Because ultimately, the distraction only came to get you away from something you have been doing well. Bullet number 3, procrastination. Procrastination is one of the major hindrances to success. In this, I give advice. It is to your advantage not only to be doing what you begun and were desiring to do a year ago, but now you also must complete the doing of it. And finally, bullet number 4, discouragement. In the endurance stage, you must learn how to handle, watch this, discouragement. Listen, when you're dealing with a recovery participant or client, whatever terminology, there will be times where you will feel discouraged. You will feel discouraged. Sometimes when you go to school, when you might fail a test, that will bring about a spirit of a discouragement. In the endurance stage, you must learn how to handle the discouragement. To say that you will never experience or never come up against discouragement won't be honest, in my opinion, to say, because I'm telling you, there are times when I felt discouraged. But this is the thing that I have learned. In the endurance stage, you must learn how to handle discouragement. It's not about the discouragement, it's about, can you handle discouragement? What do you do when you feel discouragement? Who encourages you is one of the most profound things that I've learned when I felt like I was discouraged in any area of my life. And you must have endurance. In the endurance stage, you must learn how to handle discouragement. There's a toy back in the day, I believe it was in the 70s. I used to love it. And this particular toy, it was called Weebles Wobbles. But if you know the particular toy, and if you don't, go Google it if you're too young. But Weebles Wobbles had a real catchy saying to it. It says, Weebles Wobbles, but they don't fall down. Why is that important? When you are in the process of trying to help individuals or in your own personal life, and you find yourself in a place where you have been discouraged, weebles wobbles, but just don't fall down. That simply means all you have to do is stay on your feet. Whenever you feel some type of discouragement, weebles, wobbles, but they don't fall down. Just all you have to do is stay on your feet. When you are trying to help individuals in the recovery field or the addiction recovery field, there's going to be periods of time where you're going to feel discouraged. In the endurance stage, which this is key number 5, you must have endurance. You must learn how to handle discouragement. The strategy that I use to handle discouragement are twofold. One of them is I learn who encourages me and I get around them and I talk to them. The other one I learned from a toy, and it was called Weebles Wobbles, but they don't fall down. What am I telling you? That you're going to weeble, you're going to wobble, just don't fall down. When you're in the endurance stage, you simply need to stay on your feet. Whatever you need to do to stay on your feet, just remember, weebles, wobbles, but they don't fall down. Whenever a thing of discouragement comes to you, which it could be in your relationships, it could be in your employment, it could be with your recoveries. Whenever you feel like you are discouraged, always remember, weebles, wobbles, but they don't fall down. My name is Michael L. Williams Jr. I am the president of the Minor Adjustments Program, and thank you for taking this peer recovery support leadership training. This is key number 5. You must have endurance. I look forward to you taking key number 6. I see you soon. Thank you.